I think one area where there is maybe euphoria is the wrong word to use for it is the huge participation of retail. And who better than you to actually talk about what we are seeing out there in the markets, right? I think, what is it last AUM? 53,000 crores?
Yeah.
And how many folios?
54 lakhs folio we have.
54 lakh folios, which means that many investors. I mean, with some duplication, but more or less.
More or less.
I mean, that's a very large number.
Yeah.
What do you make of it? I mean, and you've been, by the way, this is the latest avatar, Quant Mutual Fund, and what you're doing. You've been in the markets for 30 years.
Correct.
Have you seen anything like this?
No, this sort of phenomena we have not seen. But I tell you, let me give you a perspective like how you have evolved in last 15, 20 years of your career, maybe in the last 30 years I have. We have evolved with mistakes. Okay. If you will say, people say, okay, you manage money and your success rate is high, but I can tell you all this VLRT framework, everything get built with mistakes. Not mistake, I use the word blunders.
What works, what does not work.
So we have built these theses around mistakes. Now same thesis I'm extending for retail. So when you look at retail in 2000 or 2008, in that period when they were relatively young, okay, and they typically come at the peak of the cycle.
Correct.
Okay, retail has come at the peak of the cycle. In Hindi we say, गांव को थोड़ा रिस्पेक्ट देने का है. गांव comes or retail comes at the peak of the cycle is a contrary indicator. When retail participation is high, market peaks out.
Correct.
Now that phenomena has changed. In last 10 years particularly, I have seen that the behavior characters has changed, and it has changed a lot post, if I have to talk about post-COVID. Okay, when they were on vacation period sort of thing, they analyzed their portfolio. They were early participant, and now they are actually beneficiary of whatever phenomena of GDP or the macro picture which is changing, and they have understood. They are there from longer term perspective. They have understood.
And from a fund perspective, you are actually seeing that.
Yes, we see
some of the highest inflows that you're getting is on down days.
Yes, down days.
Right.
So market has become so mature, a participant becomes so mature in down days, retailer is able to participate much more.
Correct.
Okay, and in the normal days we see less flows.
Right.
So it's very interesting thing. Typically otherwise used to happen at the bottom of the cycle, people capitulate and they will withdraw money and go. Now reverse is starting. That's the reason I say this rally which is happening right now is led by retail and has more legs because the size of retail which has.